Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's New York Dan, and I'm in something that kind of resembles Yoda's swamp from Star Wars. Yup, it's been piss and rain every day in New York. The grass is going crazy. It's all wet. The pavement doesn't dry out. And even right now, there's still like mist coming down here. It's really annoying. I'm going to tell you though about Mercedes versus Ford. That's what I want to talk about right now. That's right, guys. Believe it or not, Mercedes had this problem solved 30 years before Ford came out with their version, their diesel version of the fuel system, and they had to F it up. I don't know what kind of engineers they got at Ford. I really don't understand this. You know, it's a mess. These guys, they may have gone to college, but they're damn stupid. They obviously have no experience with how diesels work, real world fuel systems. It's ridiculous. Maybe they went to college, they're Poindexters, and they just know about numbers or something because this fuel system is. I see the whole problem when you take it apart, why these Power Strokes had so many issues. So to start with, when I got the van apart, this is the fuel unit. You have to unbolt this from the top of the tank, right? It combines everything, the sender, the pickup unit. It recirculates the fuel in here, and it actually has a very small thermostat. The concept is probably to keep the fuel warm. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to show you something that's really effed up. I got new parts for this. This only cost me, this kit is real cheap, by the way. It only cost me like $10 or maybe $15 at the most. These little sock filters actually are supposed to go in here. I am not going to put these in. Look how fine the mesh is. Do you see that? And these things are small. These things are real small filters, okay? They go in this thing. And what the concept is, it picks up fuel and it picks it up through this foot. This has a bigger mesh here, okay? This I'm worried about getting this, to get this plugged up with diesel even. Now, I see what their concept is. Everyone knows in the wintertime, diesel fuel can gel. So if it starts gelling on the screen, they have this little relief valve here, which will open up. It's a one-way valve, which will let fuel flow up here. This is your fuel intake, right? So then it goes into this canister here, and it actually has to all go through one of these little sock filters. Now, believe it or not, this is real stupid. There's one of these filters for the intake, and then there's another filter for whatever reason to filter the fuel as it comes back from the engine. That's totally ridiculous. I just don't get it. Why you would filter the fuel coming back from the engine. That should be perfectly clean. It's already gone through a filter. So anyway, the geniuses decided to put that inside this canister here. And then this whole contraption is bolted onto, over here, the top of the fuel tank, right? Now, here's the whole problem. This thing here is in the van, against the floor of the van. In order to get access to that, you have to lower the entire tank. You have to take the whole tank out of the van just to get to those stupid filters, right? Now, I'm going to show you what Mercedes did. A couple things he did. One, people have probably seen this if you know Mercedes diesels. These little pre-filters, they're up right before the fuel pump. The lifter pump sucks fuel through this. And this kind of has the same kind of mesh as the Ford tube filter. You can see the Mercedes filter, well, the Mercedes filter is almost bigger. And being that these are clear, you can actually see what's going on with your filter. It's very easily accessible to change out. The Ford filter, you have to lower the whole tank to change that. Or I should say pre-filter is what they are. But besides that, Mercedes also has something like this that's much bigger. And it's coarser. And it collects the fuel from the bottom of the tank. It sticks up like this in the tank. So even if you got a lot of sediment building up along the bottom of the tank, you could have sediment filling up all the way, like an inch of sediment on the bottom of the tank. This thing will still get fuel from the top. So Mercedes really did the right way when they built it. Besides that, Mercedes, from underneath the car, you can actually unbolt this filter, unscrew it, disconnect the fuel line, unscrew it, take it out, and even change it right from under the car without even taking the fuel tank out. And you can also get to the Mercedes fuel sensor that shows you what level you got in the tank. It uses a tube instead of this. This is fine for the sensor, but the whole point is Mercedes makes it so under the medical kit, or in the bigger turbo diesel, the 140, it's in at a little bit of an angle. Bottom line is you can take that out and clean your sender unit without having to take the fuel tank out. So there's some big differences, and that's why Mercedes have been far more reliable than the Ford. And the thing is, something crap like this will leave you stranded. It's really bad. I mean, this is really a bad call on Ford's part. Now, I think I know why they did this. I looked at buying a new tank and I was gauging stuff out, and I believe this is almost the exact same fuel tank that the gasoline version would use, that has the big fuel pump goes down into the tank. That's probably why they have such a large porthole. And unfortunately, the porthole's not big enough to clean the tank out. I had to cut that hole in it. You probably saw in my other video. So, I got to work on this and get this fan going because I definitely need it to do work. Here's all the junk for the Mercedes. I got to put that together and get that back on the road. I got so much stuff to do. It's ridiculous. By the way, guys, I found a phone solution. If you saw my phone video, I want something that's really good to film. And guess what? I am filming this and I'm not even using a stabilizer. That's right. I found a really good phone. And it's an odd one. I'm going to tell you guys about it. I'm going to do a whole video on it. But I just wanted to say I've been checking out what plan. I am actually saving money with this phone because it's not going to be on, Verizon or something where you're locked in and you're paying a fortune for the phone. You're like making payments on the freaking phone. I am going to put this phone on Boost Mobile. I had Metro PCS. They turned into a ripoff. They got bought by T-Mobile. They're playing a game. They give you cruddy service. The data, I can't even I tried getting a web page up the other day over the LTE signal. It wouldn't even load. And as soon as they cap it off at 2 gigabytes, as soon as you reach that, it basically doesn't even work. They've been screwing me over enough with this Metro. It turns out Boost has a really good plan. It's around $25 a month I'm going to pay. And it includes unlimited data. And they give you 30 gigs of super high speed data, and it's going to be 5G on this phone. So it's pretty much unbeatable. Somebody said, oh, I think it was Sarasota Tim said he got Visible Wireless. I looked it up. I was going to check into that. Well, I read the fine print. Visible Wireless gives you a plan. Believe it or not, to get the better data plan, it's $35 a month. That costs you an extra $10 over Boost, and all of their plans are they have a $20 plan, which is it's not good, and they have a $35 plan. Both plans, they say you can only stream video in standard definition 480p. That's going to be terrible. Your video, watching videos in 480p, man, that's maybe it's okay on a little phone, but if you want to like use it as a hotspot to like watch something on a TV, forget. Even on a phone, you don't want to watch it in low def. So that's a cheap ass plan. It's run by Verizon, so you know it's probably a ripoff. So anyway, guys, I'm going to tell you all about the new phone and what my solution is. I'm very happy with it so far. I'm testing it out, and then I'm going to activate it on Boost. I'm going to let you guys know how this actually works too. So right now, I'm going to attempt to do this. If I don't get rained out, I'm going to attempt to put that back. And the next thing I'm going to do, which I'll do a film of, I'm going to start putting this Mercedes stuff back together. It's been a long time coming. Oh yeah, I'm going to refinish the back rim of that car, the Mercedes, because I got to get the rim. I got to get a new tire on that rim. And I'm actually going to repaint it. And it has some curb, what is it called? Road rash? Rim rash along the edge. I'm going to show you. This is an experiment. I think it's going to work. I'm going to show you how I fix that. All right, guys. Hey, hit the thumbs up for me. I'll see you in the next video.